Ooh, man, I know I've been missing in action. Had to do some spiritual stuff. Man, let's get this house. Let's start cleansing this house. I'm gonna have Elijah to cleanse the house. Cleansing the house is really easy. You take your incense and you go all throughout the house. You chant your prayers and everything else. You're specifically saying all negative spirits and stuff must leave. Any spirit that is not here to serve my highest good, it must leave. And that you're calling in those things that money will stay here, your love will stay here, peace will stay here, joy will stay here, and you're going all around the house, letting that smoke hit every room. You really want to make sure that you cleanse. I know I talked about it before briefly in this video and other videos as well, that it's like everybody want to send magic. Everybody want to send magic. Everybody want to do a return to sender. And keep in mind, return to sender is sending magic, but a return to sender is not a cleanse. So when magic has come in, if magic has attached to you, then a return to sender is going to send all of that remaining energy in your home and sending it back to the person that sent it to you. But it's not removing the magic that attached to you. The magic that was attached to you, you now have to do a cleanse. In hoodoo, they call it an uncrossing. And so both those things must be done at the same time. Whenever you do a return to sender, you must do an uncrossing as well, and that get rid of everything. It uncross you from the spell that the person put on you, and then all of that remaining magic is going back to sender. Both those things have to be done at the same time. You have a lot of people that constantly doing return to sender, and then they like, oh my gosh, the person is still attacking me. I still feel the magic on me. And it's like, well, not necessarily. The person may not be continuously attacking you. It could be the fact that you did a return to sender and you didn't cleanse yourself of it. You didn't uncross. And so when it comes to magic being sent your way, not only does it need to be a return to sender, but you also need to uncross. You also need to cleanse your home. And so all of these things must be done simultaneously, all at the same time, that you're doing them back to back to back, so that you can really rid yourself of it. Sometimes we're only doing one of the steps. We're doing a return to sender, but we're not doing anything else. So, it's so many people have caught on to return to senders, but it doesn't skip cleansing. You still must cleanse yourself. A return to sender is active magic. Any type of active magic, when you get done with any type of active magic, you need to do a cleanse, do a spiritual bath, do a cleanse from a priest, do something, but you don't let that negative energy just stay on you. And so that's the thing that I really wanted to, go over today, is that y'all got to stop with half doing stuff. We have to do a lot of things. That's just like, even when we do spell work and stuff like that, some of you think it's just a one and done. It's very rare. It's very rare for one of the deities or something to tell you to only do it one time. Very rare. Very, very rare. Sometimes you have to do things multiple times, especially depending on the person. Let's say you let's say you're doing a love spell because the love of your life just walked out of your life, and you were like, I don't know what's going on. You think somebody did magic on you and stuff like that, and you were like, okay, well, I'm gonna do a love spell. Okay, fine. Majority of the time, depending on the severity of why this person left, you may have to do that love spell multiple times. It's just not a one and done. And then another thing that we never take into consideration, our actions is a big part of the spell work. Our actions is a big part. If we are trying to call a lover back in, and every time we talk to them, we like, oh bitch, you wrong for leaving me. You ain't nothing but a low down motherfucker. Who want to be around that? What you're contradicting your own work. What is the purpose of bringing them in only for your words to push them out? Everything must be aligned when you are doing any type of work. Your faith and intentions must be aligned. The tool in which you use, whether it's a candle, whether it's a sweet jar, whether it's you want to do a 9-knot spell, the tool that you use is not as important as your faith and intentions. The tool is saying, this is what I'm going to use in order to use as a conduit. So this is the tool that I'm going to use as a conduit, but then what's going to empower this conduit or this item is my faith and my intentions. My faith is the invisible force that I don't see, but I believe that what's for me is going to be for me. That I believe in my worth. I believe that I'm deserving of love. I believe to be respected. I believe those are the things that I believe in Oshun. I believe in Elegwa. I believe in Oladumare. I believe in Olarum. I believe in Olafi. That's your faith. The intentions is what's clearly behind it. That I want this person to come back to me and to fall in love with me. That they will see my worth, they will see my intentions, they will see blah blah blah, all of these other things that's wrapped up in intentions. And so now once those two things are merged together, it's your ashe that's pouring into whatever you're using as the conduit. And then from there, that is how manifestation is. That's how manifestation works. But if you are constantly dogging this person out, calling them out of their name, always getting into arguments and everything when this person is trying to build a connection, it's going to work against your work, because now your actions is not in alignment with the spell. And so that's just a example. An example of love. You can do that to anything. Let's talk about money. If you're doing a money ritual, whether it's a mojo bag that you're using as the conduit, or whether you're using a green candle and reciting Psalms 4, the candle and the mojo bag is just the item that you're getting ready to bless and anoint with your faith and with your intentions. And so if your faith is saying, I believe that God will do this because God said that he will satisfy each and every last one of my desires with good things, that God said that I'm the head and not the tail, that I'm the lender and not the borrower. If we believe those things, then that is your faith being activated, that God said that he will hold no good thing from his children. And so that's your faith. And now your intentions is saying that money is going to flow to me. Money loves me. Money loves my company. Money is always around me. Money is going to pour in. That God is going to bless me with heaven's dew and earth richness and abundance of grain and new wine. So now that's your intentions. But if your actions every single time somebody is, go ahead, do the incense. But if your actions were every single time you're talking to people, you're always saying, oh, I'm broke, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that, then those things are not going to come in. It's funny that people say that, oh well, a true Christian don't need that, but majority of the Christians are broke. The only ones that's actually rich in the Christian faith is the pastors and the apostles that's taking all of your money. You guys are so ignorant to the point that you think by pouring into a man and making him rich that God is now going to make you rich. That is dumb and stupid. So even when you look at the things that's set up in Christianity, it's still the exact same way. It's dumb as hell, because by you keep pouring into somebody else's cup, you're saying that I'm not worthy of it, but you are. I'm not worthy of money, but you're worthy of money. And then look at the ones that's actually rich. Look at the ones that's actually generating money. And so I have seen it time and time again that you have the same people going to the altar and not a damn thing changed in their life. Because it's all about faith and intentions. One of those two things is off. It's either you're not really activating in faith, because faith is the thing that is unseen. It's the thing that we truly believe. And if your faith is in man and the pastor and the apostle, then that's where you went wrong in the beginning. Your faith should always be into God. That, my faith is not, oh, I'm going to give into this man, and now because I gave into this man, that I'm going to be rich. No, my goal is that I'm giving to God. I'm releasing these things so that God will be blessed, and in return, I will be blessed. And so the faith and intentions, it must match, because your faith and intentions is going to determine the outcome of everything. And that's not always true. You said give money to people in need and it will come back to you. That's not always true, because once again, it's all about your faith and intentions. Remember, the Bible says that God probes the heart. And so in your heart, if that is your true intention, that you really don't care about the homeless, you really don't care if they're going to be able to live another day or not, and you're only giving money with the intentions of prostituting God, that I'm going to give this money to this person in order for me to be healed or for me to be blessed, it works the exact same way. Your faith and intentions is not matching up to what it is that you're doing. And so manifestation is not going to happen. Whatever it is that you believe in, then believe in that. But me personally, I don't believe in white colonizer Jesus. That's just not my thing. But I definitely believe in the Orishas. No, the Orishas is the one thing that I can say that I definitely believe in. But let's take it from the basis, and once again, keep in mind too, I don't know why the Christians do this every time, remember, this is not a Christian channel. This is not a Christian page at all. Do I believe in Yeshua? Yes, of course I believe in Yeshua. But the main thing that I talk about on my page is the ancestors and the Orishas. Those are the things that's the most important to me. If you believe in Jesus, I'm not going to knock you for it. Believe in what it is that you believe in. But at the end of the day, don't come on somebody else's page trying to force a way that they just don't resonate with. And it's likewise. I will never, force anybody on my path. If you believe in it, then you believe in it. And it's like, let's learn. But if you don't believe in it, then by all means, just, move on. I'm not going to force you to believe in anything that you don't believe in. And that is not true conversion, when you have to force somebody into it. Telling someone that, if you don't follow Jesus, then you're going to end up in hell. That's not a true connection. That's a connection now that is built on fear. And did God not say that he is not the author of fear, that he's not those things? And so a relationship cannot be built on fear. It has to be built on love. And the only way that you can get genuine love is by going with what you actually resonate with. So the first thing that you want to do when you're doing any type of work, make sure your house is clean. Everything must be clean and organized. And not only should everything be clean and organized, you want to make sure that you're giving your offerings and everything to the Orishas, that you already have your offerings and everything, so that as you do your work, it's going to end up being a really good outcome. You want to make sure that you get that part first. You cannot cleanse if the house is not clean. And so, what's done on earth shall be done in heaven. What's above is below. And so, if we're going to cleanse, then we also need to clean. We need to clean and make sure that the house is in order, because those things can affect the work. Okay, y'all, my phone died. My phone straight died. I'm surprised that when I got back on, it said, "Do I want to resume my live?" I didn't even know it allowed you to do that. But uh, y'all, honestly, like, I just wanna. My thing is that so many people is doing spell work, and if you're gonna do it, like, at least do it right. My number one thing is to teach you guys the importance of cleansing. Any type of magic that you are doing, whether it's love, whether it's money, whether it's protection, I don't care what it is, whether it's a return to sender, which is protection magic, you want to make sure that you're cleansing like crazy. You know, Summoning any type of energy, you need to cleanse, 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 cleanse. You know, a return to sender is basically summoning the energy that is in your home, that has been sent to your home, that you are summoning that energy and you are forcing it to go back, which means that as you are summoning that energy and that energy is coming to you so that it can go back to sender with the candle or whatever it is that you're using, you are in touch with negative energy. Therefore, you need to cleanse. You need to cleanse. At the same time that you're doing the return to sender, make sure you follow up with an uncrossing. You need to uncross yourself from all of the magic and everything that has come your way. Cleansing is the most important thing that you can learn. You must cleanse in everything that you do. You're doing a love spell, being in somebody's energy, cleanse. You're doing a reading, being in somebody's energy, cleanse. No matter what, you need to cleanse, because the more you get comfortable with cleansing, it's going to be hard as hell for somebody to send anything your way. These witches that are summoning demons and all of this other stuff, if you cleanse, you keep it at bay, that it won't even come into your home. You must cleanse, and cleanse like crazy. you know let's go over a few things. Like, some people say, oh, you're not supposed to show your altars and stuff like that. It's not the fact that you're not supposed to show your altar, you're not supposed to show your Orishas. And so when somebody shows you something like this, a rumula, this is not showing your Orisha. This is not the Orisha. This is the Orisha house. The Orisha is what's inside. So you don't open that on camera and show people what's inside. It's the same way. This is Ogun house, but Ogun is inside. This is Ochosi, but Ochosi is inside. Now, Eshu is always gonna be out. So Eshu is the one that's always going to be out, but everyone else, like Ilegwa, is going to be in his home. And so you want to make sure that you're trying to use these energies of the Orishas and stuff like that. When they come, make sure they have a cup of water. Give them something to drink. Have offerings and stuff ready. Don't just keep calling on an Orisha and you don't have any offerings or anything. The basic things that you can do for your Orishas is a candle and give them liquid offering. If you don't know the proper food offerings to give, when you are doing any type of magic, you want to make sure that your house is clean. You want to make sure that everything is clean. That's the first thing that you must do for your spirit guides, for your ancestors and everyone. You must cleanse. Every time I do a reading for someone, I'm cleansing in between every reading. So, I'm sorry, I got to spit. You have Chango, which is my dad. Give offering. Have offering already laid out when you're calling on Chango's energy. When you're calling on Chango to assist you in anything that you're doing. My head Orisha, my mother, my crown, my head is Oya. Make sure that you have offerings already out. Yemaya, Olakun, Obatala. Make sure that you're setting up your altars the right way with the things that they like. This is how you get their favor. This is how you get their ashe. And then, of course, the beautiful and gorgeous Oshun. Now, I love me some Oshun. Oshun, that's my girl, goddess of love. Oshun in all her beauty, all her splendor. Oshun is that guy, boy, if you don't know, Oshun is that girl. Oshun said, baby, I'm here. So we want to make sure that we're setting up the Orishas the correct way, that we're doing the things that we need to do in order to bring about the change that we want to bring. And now let's talk about love spells, because when it came to love, everybody just got this like love spells is so demonic. Love spells, when people think of a love spell, people think that a love spell is a domination spell, it's a control spell. A love spell is not that. A love spell is a love spell. Control and domination is a whole nother different thing. Love spells is not meant to control anybody. Love spells doesn't take away someone's free will. Love is just what it is. It's to bring love in. And so if you're having a difficult time with your partner, you're doing a love spell in order to get through this hump, in order to get through this hard time. A love spell is not going to control this person and make them love you and make them appreciate you. That's a domination spell. We don't do those. If you want to do that, do it on your own accord. It comes with its own consequences. Because that's when people go crazy and you end up in an abusive relationship. Domination spells are completely different. Domination spells, it takes away somebody's free will. Love spells don't. A love spell is one of those things where if you're single, a love spell is you're writing your petition of what you're looking for. You're not saying, oh, I want to bring Kevin in. You're saying, I want somebody 6 feet, masculine, muscular, spiritual, believe in God, blah, blah, blah. You're writing those things down, and that's what you're petitioning is, Lord, please bless me with this type of person. It's not calling in a specific person. A love spell when you're in a relationship is lighting a red candle and reciting Psalms 24 or 25, that you're protecting your relationship, especially if you feel that people are doing spell work against you, that they are trying to separate you and your partner or anything of that nature. If you have people that's constantly entering into your relationship, starting gossip and starting mess, that's when you want to do a love spell in order to strengthen the bond that you control them. Money spells is not about to have money falling from the sky. It's magic is the manipulation of energy. It's manipulating what's already there. Out of the blue, you get a promotion because you already had a job. Out of the blue, you start getting clients because you already had a business. Out of the blue, you get a job because you already applied for jobs and put your resume out there. Magic is the manipulation of energy, and it looks for a way in. You are saying, Lord, bless me, bless me, bless me. And that energy comes in, and it's like, how can I enter into your life and bring about this manifestation? And it looks for an open channel. And so if that open channel is your job, you're going to get a promotion on a job. If it's your business, you're going to get new clients. If you're unemployed and you're seeking a job, now all of a sudden your resume is right on the desk of the HR person. It don't make something just appear out of nowhere. Faith without works is dead. And so the basic concepts of spell work that you need to remember is faith, intentions, and faith without works is dead. Those are the three things that you need to remember. The first thing is faith. Is that it's what we truly believe. It's the God that you believe in, the deity that you believe in, your ancestors, your spirits, that you are saying, I trust you, guide me, bring this thing into my life. That's your faith. Your intentions is how you want things to manifest. I want somebody that's going to see my worth. I want somebody that's going to respect me. Now, keep in mind, if you're going in with a mentality that niggas ain't shit, niggas are going to always cheat, no man going to be faithful, have the only guys that's single is gay, just keep in mind, as you're doing that spell work, that's exactly what you're going to get, because that's the intentions that you poured into that love spell. And so you're only going to attract cheaters. You're only going to attract abusers. You're only going to attract people that's narcissists. You're only going to attract people that's going to do you wrong. You're only going to attract people that's gay, because that's the intentions that you poured into this spell work. There is no point of doing spell work if your mind and your heart is not right. If you know that you have trauma from your last relationship, and now you believe that every man is going to cheat on you, you're not the person that needs to be doing spell work, because you're only going to manifest what you have already experienced, because you have said in your head what you experience is the only thing that's out there. And so that's the only thing that you will experience in life, because that's what your mind is looped to believe. You keep going through the same cycle over and over and over. I tell every last one of my clients that before doing any type of spell work, you need to go on a fast. And a fast is not about abstaining from food. A fast could be that you're staying away from everybody that will put you in a negative mood to make you believe that you can't be a millionaire. You're removing those people from out of your life. You're fasting from those people. So as you're doing this manifestation, what it is that you believe can actually manifest, and you have no doubters around you that can lower your vibration. A fast when it comes to love is getting away from these negative thoughts of thinking that you don't deserve love, that love is not possible, that love is only something you see in the movies. Those thoughts must be removed before you do anything. And so we want to make sure faith is 100% pure. Intentions are sharp. That you know what it is that when you do this thing, you're going in a clear mindset that God is about to open doors for me. That I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be abundant. I'm going to be prosperous. And then realizing that faith without works is dead. You must put in the work. If you're asking for money, make some type of door open in order for money to come in. We can't just expect for money to fall from the sky. No matter how much cinnamon you use, money is not going to fall from the sky. Magic can only manipulate what's already there. It's the same way when people are sending you negative energy. Nobody can just make you have a health condition that's not there. When people are sending magic to make you have bad health and death and all of this other stuff, it's manipulating what's already there. You were already a dangerous driver. You were already texting and driving. You were already a distracted driver. And now all of a sudden you got into an accident, and it's because that magic manipulated what was already there. Spirit has already been telling you that you need to stay focused on the road. That people that's projecting health problems into your life, you were already eating unhealthy. You were already eating fast food every single day. You was already not taking care of your body. The only thing that the magic did was manipulated it, where now all of a sudden you got cancer from it. Now all of a sudden you got some type of disease that you can't get rid of. Magic is energy. These things that we call demons and stuff like that, it's nothing but energy. You were already depressed before they sent you that magic. It just made your depression 10 times stronger. Because some of us is not taking care of our bodies the way we're supposed to. Some of you have been depressed for months, for years, still crying over the same thing. And I'm not saying it in an insensitive way, but it's like, at what point do we get up and get a therapist? At what point do we get up and put ourselves on an antidepressant? At what point do we care about ourselves enough that we say, enough, I'm not going to let this ruin my life anymore. I'm going to do something about it. Instead, you got a lot of people who drink themselves to death. Now, all of a sudden, you have a bad liver and everything else because of all the drinking that you have been doing, because you can't let go of a problem. Magic only manipulates what's already there. Even when we do spell work in order to remove these demons and entities and energy from out of your life, you still have a part to do. What's the purpose of doing a ceremony to remove this deep depression and everything else if you're still falling back into it by listening to all of these depressed, sad songs every single day? Even though the magic is gone, you're only reinforcing it to come back, and to come back even stronger. So in everything, there's a part that you must do as well. Whether you have somebody to do the spell work for you or you do it yourself, there's still a part that you must do. What's the purpose of keep doing money spells if you don't have money management? Where every single time you get any type of money, you feel that you got to spend it all until you have $0 in your bank account. It's things like that. Our actions can contradict spell work, and we would feel that it's not working. We would feel that, oh, this just don't work for me. It works, but you got to look at the actions. Magic is a manipulation of energy. And that's the number one thing I wanted to put out there. I mean, everybody and their mama think that a return to sender is just the golden thing possible. and you doing a return to sender and still got all this magic on you because you never took the time to cleanse yourself. Whew. Spirit help us. God knows we need that. God knows we need the help. Whew. Spirit help us. While I'm on here, I might as well going to do a card reading. That's really the only thing I wanted to talk about. But I'm here. Let's go and do a reading, and I'll close it with a reading. Let's see what Spirit got to say. Thank you, Goon. Thank you, Spirit guys. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sarabanda. Thank you, Orisha. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Oladumare. Thank you, Olarun. Thank you, Olafi. What is it that you want to reveal to us today? Damn, goddamn. That flipped out. Somebody finna get a message. That thing flipped out. It said, baby, you called. This is what I need you to say. Because I'm like, damn, that flipped out. Come on, Spirit. What message do you have? What message do you have for your people, Spirit? Yeah. What message do you have for your people, Spirit? What message do you have for your people, Spirit? Two knights on the board. Something is happening in the background, whether you see it or not. Something is happening in the background. People are moving. What is? Come on, Spirit. What do you got? Two of Cups. There's love in the air. What do you have, Spirit? What do you have for us, Spirit? And that's just like, even when doing readings and stuff like that, like, you should be covered up. You should be covered up from your, some should always be on the head. You should always wear some type of protective necklace, crystal, elekes, something. Tarot card readings, whether people see it or not, you're tapping into the spiritual realm. You never want to tap into the spiritual realm just unprotected, especially tapping into other people's energy. This is how people end up, getting into other people's energy. Next thing you know, they're sick, they're depressed, they're down, they're sad. And, it get hard for them to determine what's their energy and what's the other person's energy. This is another thing where, after readings, you should be always doing the cleanse. You gotta cleanse yourself. Even when you're doing readings from a distance like this, where you're doing it online, you still gotta cleanse yourself. Because some of these people energy, boy, they latch on to you. And when they latch on, they don't get off. And so we gotta, but some people don't see it like that. You got some people that will do readings and stuff like that, don't got none covered or anything. And I'm like, to each his own. To each his own. Maybe their cleansing game is on point. I hope so. Because people's energy, some of these people's energies can be dark. That's just like, when you go over somebody's house, you're never supposed to go over somebody's house and get on their floor barefoot. Something should always be on your foot. You know, some of you need to learn how when you go over other people's houses, you know, yeah, you can leave your shoes at the front door if that's their custom, but you need to at least have some house shoes in your purse and a backpack or something. So the moment you take those shoes off, you got on house shoes. You know, you don't want to, because it's especially if that person is cursed, if somebody is doing magic or something on that person, that magic can attach on to you by going into that person's home and being barefoot. You're never supposed to be barefoot. Your foot is an entry point. You can do so many things of disrupting your path by being in somebody's home barefoot. You can do all types of disruptions because you never know what that person energy, what their home, what their energy actually is. You know, that's just like we're not supposed to be eating over everybody's house. You know, these are things that, you know, black folks learned at a young age. You can't eat at anybody's house. What the hell? Yeah, so this look like somebody is coming back. Overall energy is the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is all about heartbreak. Somebody has been through some type of heartbreak. There was a breakup, there was a separation in someone's connection, but communication is getting ready to come in with the Page of Swords. Someone is getting ready to get some type of communication when it comes to a heartbreak. You have the Knight of Pentacles, that this person is coming in very strategic, which means that this person has a plan. This person is going to come in at the right time. They're probably going to wait till your birthday. They're going to wait to a holiday or something to try to ease their way in, because this person is in the energy of the Ten of Swords. This person is in a lot of pain. The Ten of Swords is feeling like you have been stabbed in your back 10 times. This person is definitely in a lot of pain. And baby, this pain ain't going nowhere with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is harboring energy, is energy we hold on to. You know, this person is holding on to the energy of the Ten of Swords. And, you know, even with the Three of Swords being here as well, this person is definitely holding on to what happened in this relationship. They're not letting it go. You even have as the hidden emotion for the overall energy, you have spying, that this person is spying on you, that they're looking at your social media, trying to see if you moved on. They're asking friends about you and the whole 9 yards. This person is not ready to let you go. This is somebody that's going to come back, and they're already planning on communicating. So communication is getting ready to come in, because this person is like, look, baby, I miss you. You know, baby, come back. You know, this person is holding the pain of what they have done. They're holding on to that shit very hard. So this person is definitely going to come back. You have the Seven of Pentacles as the crossing energy, that this person is thinking about long-term view. This person is thinking about a future without you. This person is thinking about what the future is going to look like now because of this breakup, which is the overall energy. And you have the Knight of Swords, another knight. This person is ready to rush in. This person is ready to rush in and lay it all out. You know, the Knight of Swords is the card of truth. And so this person is ready to come back and, you know, lay a truth bomb on you, where they like, look, I haven't been able to sleep. Ten of Swords. I haven't been able to think. You know, I have been missing work, calling off, the whole 9 yards, because I'm still thinking about us. This is someone that haven't been able to move on. And then you have the clarifier as the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, this person want a love connection. This person is like, look, baby, can we make things work? Because, like, I'm missing you over here. You have as the hidden emotion, you have loyalty, that this person want to come back and be loyal. You have running, that this person is ready to run back into your life. This person is ready to be back connected with you. And you have hopelessness, that this person is sinking. This person is falling apart. This is somebody that could have talked a lot of shit like, bitch, I don't need you. I'm good on my own. And now look at them falling apart. Look at them in despair. It's like, yeah, nigga, be careful what you say, because you talk that shit, but those emotions are saying something completely different. You talking all this shit, but at the end of the day, you're the one lonely. Um, it reminds me of this song. It says, "Who cares who's right and who's wrong when we're both sleeping alone?" I think his name is I forgot his name. I know he's a Canada. He's from Canada, and he's a really good singer. I just can't think of his name. But it said, "Who cares who's right and who's wrong when we're both sleeping alone?" And that's the energy that this person is feeling. This person is in great despair because they like, look, I miss my baby. This is someone that really missed a relationship that they were in. You have as the crowning energy. The crowning energy is what we need to do in order to solve the dilemma. And the crowning energy is the Ace of Cups. The ace is a gift from the universe. So it's saying that universe is going to bless this connection by giving you guys a second chance. That love is coming in. You're going to once again get a cup of love from this person. And you have the clarifier as the Fool card, and the Fool card is all about a new beginning. You're getting ready to go into a new beginning with this person. And I know we always think when it's a past person, it's like, oh, fuck that person, they did this and they did that. Whenever it's a past connection, it doesn't mean that it's your immediate last person. It could be somebody you haven't seen in 10 years. It could be someone that you know of them, but you never really been in a relationship with them. And so keep your mind open. Keep it open. Never say no to something when you don't even know what it is yet. You could be blocking your own blessing. The hidden emotion is peace. There's going to be a lot of peace in this relationship. Things are going to be balanced. It's saying that this person is going to be extremely clingy, and it's saying that this is past life, which is just another card letting me know that this is someone from the past. But past life is also about karmic lessons, that this person could have learned a karmic lesson while being separated from you. And so now this time around, they're going to come back different. You have as the challenge position, you have the Two of Pentacles. It's all about this person making a decision now. This person knows that they want to come back, but the Two of Pentacles is saying they're a little weary. Maybe they are like, hey, you're not going to accept me. You're not going to, allow me to come back. I've done too much damage, but the Two of Pentacles is saying that this person is trying to, they're weighing if they really want to come in or not. But if you look at the card in the back, there's a ship that's coming in. And so even though this person is a little weary, they do know for sure that they want to come in. The clarifier is the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is standing in their authority. And so this is someone that's going to make up their decision to turn this Two of Pentacles into a solid decision. So this is definitely somebody that want to come back. You have as the hidden emotion, you have return and you have longing, that this person is longing for you. So there is going to be a return. You have card at the bottom of the deck. You have the Strength card, that this person is building up the strength in order to come back. And then it's funny, the card right after that, you have the Eight of Wands, which talks about things moving really fast. And you have it paired with the Four of Wands because this person is really weary, depressed, they're sad. And you have the hidden emotion as at the hidden emotion, you have apology. This person is ready to make an apology. And then even after that, you have perception. This person is going to come in with a new perception. So this is definitely somebody that's going to end up coming back. Somebody said, look, they ready, sometimes, people appreciate, the person once they lost the person. Sometimes when we lose people, we find out the blessing that they really were. Sometimes we don't appreciate it when we're in that connection. And sometimes those can be the best, strongest relationships, is when somebody come back and they realize that there's nothing else out there for them. And so don't always get discouraged with a return, because sometimes returns can be good. And it goes back with what I was saying about spell work. You manifest what you want. Stop saying that, oh, this person is never going to change. You don't know that. And stop putting that out in the universe and making that manifest. People have the ability to change. People may change at a very small rate, but people have the ability to change. And sometimes we have things like the Tower card, which talks about an abrupt change, because there's life-changing events that can completely shape somebody's mind completely different, and they give us such a huge change that we never thought possible. You have the Angel card, 2112, and it's saying it's up to you. It's up to you if you want this connection to work. It's up to you if this is going to be prosperous. The card at the bottom of the deck is 7777, and it talks about perseverance. And so this is going to be up to you if this connection is going to be blessed or not. So, there is someone from the past that is trying to return. They're a little weary. They're a little shaky, which means they probably done some dirty ass shit. But keep your mind open. You never know how universe is going to make this thing happen, and you never know who this person is. Don't automatically, when we hear readings like this, we automatically want to assume who it is. Don't assume. Let spirit reveal everything to you. Spirit will reveal to you who the person is. Spirit will reveal everything to you in time. The only thing that we need to do during this time is healing. We need to heal. Let that shit go. We gotta learn how to let shit go. People are people. People hurt. People go through things and they reflect that abuse and neglect and abandonment issues and everything else on everybody they touch. Let it go. Nobody is perfect. Everybody is going to come in with their baggage. Nobody is going to be the exact person that we want them to be. Every relationship is going to take work. And all relationships is going to require for us to heal and grow. So let's get this myth of somebody being perfect out of our mind. We will always be single looking for perfect. But I'm hoping that you guys learned something. The main thing that I just wanted to stress is the importance of a cleanse. Cleansings are so important. We got to stop ignoring cleansings. Cleansings are very important. All right, y'all, it's time for me to go to bed. I just got done with all my prayers, doing all of my work. It's time for me to go to bed. I'm sleepy. Brother got to go to bed. I'm so tired. But I hope everybody have a good night. I just wanted to let everybody know I'm back. I'm going to try to be a little bit more active, and I'm going to drop some stuff in the community. If you guys follow me on the Stand Store on that community, I'm going to put some more stuff in there. But for the most part, everybody have a good night. I really hope that you learned something. And just remember, cleansings are very important. And just understand the importance of manifestation. Faith, intentions, faith without works is dead. We must have faith. Faith must be very high. We got to vibrate high, trusting in our, spiritual team, whatever that may be. Igun, spirit guides, ancestors, Sarabanda, Orisha, Yeshua, Olodumare, Olorum, Olafi. Our intentions got to be sharp. We got to know exactly why we are doing this prayer, why we are doing this candle work, why we are doing this sweet jar, why we are doing the nine knot spell. We got to know exactly why we're doing it. That's what the intentions is for. And we got to make sure that our intentions are pure. It said that, God is a God who probes the heart. You can't approach some of these deities with evil intentions. People be thinking that just because you go to an Orisha, that they're going to bless everything because you laid some water out and some alcohol and you smoked some tobacco. They might take all of those offerings and say, bitch, I don't know you. It's your intentions is everything. If your intentions is off, calling on Ochosi when you know that you're in the wrong. Ochosi is a God of justice. Like, what the fuck do you look like calling on Ochosi if you know that you're the one in the wrong? Some of these deities don't play, and like before we call on them, we must understand who they are. We must understand their nature. We must understand what it is that we know that they will approve and what they won't approve. Because Ochosi is one of those deities, if you call on him when you're in the wrong, he will give you the very punishment that you wanted your enemies to get. And so, like some of these deities don't play. That's just like calling on one of the female deities, but then you're abusing women. You're mistreating them. Why the fuck would you call on Yemaya? Why the fuck would you call on Oshun? Why the fuck would you call on Oya if you don't even respect women? Like, it would be pointless calling on one of the goddesses. And so all of these things we must keep in mind. I think that, some of us, we have some of the worst, we have some bad concepts about Santeria, Ifa, Palomayambe, and it's all because of how people have betrayed them online. Everybody is saying, oh, I'm going to get with Ogun, and I'm going to do a ritual with Ogun, and you're going to be in a car accident. Baby, that's not how the Orishas work. They have free will that they will say, hell no, I'm not going to bless this. And we also have to learn, just because somebody is doing a spell, it doesn't mean that they're doing a spell with a deity. We have our own personal ashe that we can do spell work without the assistance of a deity. It's just doing it with a deity. It brings more power, more force, more ashe. It makes things turn around a whole lot faster. But there are spells and stuff that can be done without calling on a deity. And then you also have to remember too, even though we call them spells and rituals and stuff like that, that we use some of the same terminology. Ifa, Santeria, Palomayambe is not witchcraft. We don't, when I think of witchcraft, I think of people calling on demons. I think of people, calling on demons and stuff to do their biddings, having demons attached to people and putting, energy vampires, taking people's energy, trying to take people's destiny. That's not Ifa. That's not Santeria. That's not Palomayambe. That's witchcraft. That's pure witchcraft. That's something completely different. Whatever you may see me as, I'm not a fucking witch. I don't resonate as a witch. I don't. I resonate as an Orisha priest, crowned Oya, practicing Ifa, hoodoo, and Palomayambe. That's it. I've only been aligned with things that I feel is good in nature. Because these deities will slap you upside your head trying to do some of this evil stuff and thinking that they're going to bless it. My son never put things back in the right place. I did not have that here. I had that over here. And I had that there for a reason. Ugh. Okay, y'all, I'm about to call it a night. I hope everybody have a good night. Stay blessed, and stop letting these people do magic on you. Stop letting these people do magic, and you not learning how to cleanse yourself. And remember, working with the Orishas, there's things that we need to be doing every month. Every month we need to be doing Igbo. Every month we need to be doing a cleansing. Every month we need to be getting a reading to see what's in our energy. But all right, y'all, I think that's it. I think that's all I got for tonight. It's already been an hour, so I'm gonna let you go. All I can tell you is just keep trying to learn as much as you can. I love the path that I'm on. I love it. I love working with the Orishas. I love working with the ancestors. I love working with my deities. This trip was really a blessing. I was able to receive 3 more Orishas, which I didn't show them in this video, but I love going to my altars. I love praying to the Orishas. I love praying to my ancestors. A lot of things in my life start moving the moment I got on this path, and this has been nothing but a blessing to me. And like I said, my goal is never to force anything. I don't want to force anybody into a religion that they don't know. My goal is just to testify about what I have been through, the things that I have learned, the things that works for me. That's the only thing that I can do. What you take with that is what you take with it. Some of you will be inspired in order to go down this path. Some of you will say, hey, I respect that, but that's not the path for me. And that is okay. But regardless of whether you are going to come on my path or not, there's still basic things that you can learn that is the same in every religion and every spiritual path. No matter what path you get on, you still have to learn about faith, you still have to learn about intentions, and you still need to know that no matter what you do, you must put in the work. Nothing is easy, no matter who you call upon, whether it's Muhammad, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Jesus, whether it's Yeshua, whether it's the Orishas, whether it's any of the other deities that is being surfaced on social media. None of these paths are easy. With any path you get on, you must study to show yourself approved. You must study in order to learn the way. You must study to learn how to connect with that deity and how to work with that energy. And you want to make sure that you're getting with an energy that is compatible to your nature, something that's going to complement you and that's not going to contradict your energy or block your energy in any type of way. So stay blessed, everybody. I guess that was my last spiel. Have a good night, everybody. Ugh. Oh. Whew. Tired. All right. Have a good night, everybody.